Hey, hey, we are in the building. I believe. Are we in the building? You in
Yeah,
the
we in the
building?
building.
All
You in
right,
the
you hear
building.
me?
You in the building. We
All
all in
right,
the building.
we are in the building. We
Come
are
on.
live and
And
direct.
direct.
So, you know what I'm saying? The Grand Imperial Heyward CPA Livestream. Yeah, I know. I always got mixed up.
It's hot outside. You get a pass.
Yeah, I'm not, so I'm just checking out. I'm making sure everything is going. This was 2 weeks
It's
ago. Are
going.
we live? I was gonna say I'm trying to see what's going on. They fronting
We
on us.
live. We live. We
Yeah.
live.
So anyhow, I'm not going to belabor this right now because we are live and direct somewhere, somehow, and all that, man. So what's good?
Yo, man, Saturday, June 28th, you know,
Yeah, I know.
to
I know.
close out of
The
the second.
end. Yeah, the end of half of the year.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Yeah. We know when June zings by, it's like, then you got 4th of July, and then it's a wrap. You just
Yeah,
because season's coming to a close.
yeah, it's about to be over, man. Like, dang, man, this is crazy, man. Like,
You know what I mean?
no, but I'm not complaining compared to last year. But
Oh, yeah. True.
but
All of
still,
that.
like, time moves, man. Time really, 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 really moves. So, we here, but man, we had First of all, the next show is the 90th show, which is out of control too.
90.
90.
Yeah, that's out of control.
Yeah, that's real crazy, man. That's nuts. So, um, that's number one. Number two, man, the 90th show, man. Like I'm just sitting there, like it just hit me, like, yo, what this is the 90th show. So but number two, man, the years flying by, so everybody gotta get your mind right. The paper will come with that, but you gotta get the mind right. You gotta get everything going. So
Absolutely.
here we are. Here we are in the building. I'm just trying to find us where we are. But carry on, man. And of course, I was pulling up. By the way, we actually did the production meeting on Thursday. It may not look like it at times today, but one thing about this, I'll share my 2 minutes of what I've been on. One
All
thing
right.
about this is change is not immediate, and consistent change is what brings about bigger change. So that's what it's all about. And we trying to make things happen here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, we try and be consistent and try. It's the execution is what it all really boils down to.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
the ideas. The ideas well, here it is. Can the execution support the ideas, and can the ideas support the execution? And that's where the gap is in building that bridge.
Yeah. So we I don't know where we are on the YouTube. I mean on the Facebook today. I have no idea where we are. We're supposed to be out here on Facebook. I'm just checking, I'm monitoring. But let's continue on with our agenda. Because we
Yeah,
got a schedule. You know what I'm saying, son?
let's carry on.
Yes. Carry on, my friend.
So did you check out the book?
I did not.
Okay, so today's book topic is, I know we talked about it, right?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Well, what got you here won't get you there.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
So that book is focused on helping you break through the habits and behaviors that might be limiting your growth, right?
Absolutely.
Both professionally and personally.
Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, here's the gateway. You got to go through personal to get to professional.
Definitely true.
You can't. It doesn't work backwards, right?
Yeah. You have to. Yeah, no doubt.
So
because you're not separate.
yeah, and there's nothing separate, right? And I think there seems to be some sort of separation for that in some cases, at least in some material that I've read, you know. Um, but
Oh,
it's
that they the same.
no, there's a difference, right? It's like, people say, I'm not what I do, right? And that's a duality statement. So what that means is you may not be what you do, but what you do is a part of who you are because it gives you the ability to do
Simple as that.
it.
As simple as that. Tell
Right?
us more.
All
Tell
right.
us
So,
more.
so the premise is that the behaviors that got you your success up until that moment is not going to take you where you need to go.
Okay.
So I give an example. Man, up until probably 88, 87 episodes, maybe 85, I don't know. I think we're in the 80s, high 80s.
Yeah, we in the high
Our
80s.
production meetings were always 10 minutes before we jumped on,
Absolutely.
right? Now we've stepped it up and we put a process in, and it's on the calendar for us to have our production meetings weekly so we can talk about some things. And our production meetings is not just about the live, it's about the business empire and the pillars within the empire.
Oh,
And
oh,
those pillars, those conversations, those discussions reflect into when we come on and we talk with you guys, or we meet up with you guys on our bi-weekly Saturday lives.
that's right.
Right. So again, not scripted, but more formulated, because we want to make sure that we continuously be authentic in what we communicate. However, also
Mhm.
provide some good information, right? So and possible resources to those that need it, right? Um,
Absolutely.
so that's an example. So key points, man. And now, why is this book relevant? It's good for everybody: leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, right? Um, who's reached a level of success, and you get stuck. You will get stuck as an
Mm,
individual, as a business owner. You will get stuck. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. And
mm.
at each level, there's the beginning or the bottom of each level, so you can climb to get to the next level, and then you start at the bottom of that level and climb to get to the next level. So you may not get stuck at every level, but you may get stuck somewhere along those levels. And so how
Mhm.
do you get yourself out of that, right? So some of the key points that the book is talking about is recognizing habits that limit your future growth.
Okay. Okay.
The importance of feedback and accepting criticism,
Hmm. Very
right?
important. Very important.
Now, the impact of successful quote unquote habits that can negatively affect leadership. Because that indicates entitlement. I'm successful. I made it here. I made it there. And that can limit or negatively affect the leadership, because
Yeah.
when you become successful, or
You're like,
as
I'm
you,
good.
I'm going to say it a different way, as you're becoming successful, or as people are becoming successful, there's always people to follow, right? Because you can't do it by yourself. You got to have a team. It's a team approach.
Absolutely.
And then transitioning from good to great. Now, there's a book out there called Good to Great. I'll make sure I'll note that down. We could talk about that as one of our other book features as well.
Absolutely. Mr. Collins. June
Yes, sir.
Collins.
Yeah, he's been around for a while,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Oh,
here, I'm gonna give an example of a being stuck or a plateau, right? So you hit a
mm-hmm.
plateau after your initial success. You realize your old habits, working longer, focusing on operations, aren't working the way it used to work anymore. So what do?
Mm-hmm.
You delegate and follow up. You try to hire the right people. I said try, right? Because that's a win-lose thing. You don't hire the right people off the bat because it's all about recognizing strengths, core strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And those
Yep.
individuals have to recognize their core strengths and their shortcomings, and that's where training and development continuously comes in, right? And those organizations that provide that type of system and process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then focus on strategy over daily tasks. So when you delegate and you hire, your ability to focus on strategy over daily tasks gives you more capacity and bandwidth. So you're not bogged down with daily tasks because those things become mundane, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Then there's go ahead. What you saying?
No, I was on saying I'm trying to get them to breathe. Like, let's reiterate the name of the book.
Oh,
And
let's go. Yeah, I was on one, right?
yeah, I'm just saying,
What got you here won't get you there.
Okay. Beautiful. 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 Absolutely beautiful. Oh, but continue on.
Oh,
Never
I
mind.
just thought you wanted to recap something.
No, I was just, I was just getting a breath of fresh air. I'm over here. I'm producing. I got a lot going on back here, so
No
I
doubt,
mean,
no doubt.
we try and figure it all out.
No doubt, no doubt. So look, so that first scenario was kind of breaking through that plateau that you hit, right? And I have to identify what that plateau is, and there's a lot of reasons for the plateau. For example, we have people that call in, schedule consultations with us on either one of our service platforms, taxes in particular, because they hit a plateau. An example of I did TurboTax for years, and I can't do it anymore because my situation has increased, but a little more complicated, right? And so that's when they start to reach out and for professional help to for recording whatever it is they're doing, right? So that's another example of a plateau. But he gave a couple of different scenarios. Leaders who don't listen to feedback.
Terrible.
The dangers of overconfidence. So overconfidence. So let me back up for a moment. The CEO that built a company feels like he built it himself, becomes defensive to feedback.
Yeah, I can
initially resist. Yeah, I mean, again, where's the information coming from, right? And how is it being used? Again, you just got to interpret this stuff the way it needs to be interpreted.
The way it's supposed to be. Now, this is Marshall, right? Marshall. Okay, yeah. I'm about to share it with the people, so wanted to make sure I have some other bootleg something going on.
Nah.
You know how we do. So like, all right, there you go. We need visuals sometimes. Some of us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, I'm leaving that up to you.
I know that. I said I'm over here. We for all our Facebook people that's usually on my personal stream. I don't know what happened this time. We scheduled it, whatever. But here we go. Keep it moving, my friend.
Keep it moving. Yeah. Right. So back to the CEO, the leader. Resisted suggestions from the team, but later discovered it was holding back progress. Right. Embrace feedback after a coach pushed them to listen, leading to better decision making and growth. Right. So the dangers of overconfidence. Overconfidence led to ignoring new method and outdated strategies. That's a big one right there.
That is a very big one. Very, very big one.
Always stay open to new ideas, even if you've had past success.
Absolutely.
Here's my favorite one. A growth mindset means continually questioning and evolving.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one is sharp right there, right?
Yeah, that one was serious. Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's the realness right there.
yeah, I mean, because that's the lowest common denominator, right? When you figure out what the lowest common denominator is, you can multiply all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
No
And
doubt.
then, you know, like multiplication, not even addition.
Yeah.
Subtraction.
No
Mm,
addition or subtraction, just
all about
multiplication.
multiplication.
Dig it. So this.
Personal growth versus business growth, right? So
Mhm.
those are the scenarios that he gave, right? Now, you're gonna like this one.
Okay.
You're gonna like this, and then we're gonna lean into we're gonna pay some bills and recognize some people.
Ooh, yeah. So I'm a little nervous over here,
Right.
man.
Yeah,
You
no
know.
doubt. Watch this. How does this book relate to us? How does this book relate to you as an individual, as a business owner? But we're going to share how this relates to the firm,
Yeah. Dig
right?
it.
Or any individual business owner slash a financial professional. Let's go there,
Okay.
right? There's a disconnect between business owners and financials and financial processes.
Yes, there is. We will get into that in a hot
So,
second, right?
yes. So look,
Good layup.
here's the core idea. CORE, not KOR.
Of
Core
course.
idea, right?
Of course.
Okay. Successful people often develop habits that get them to a certain point, but can be limiting when it comes to managing accounting, bookkeeping, and tax planning effectively.
Mm.
Here's
Okay.
the gap. Here's the gap. Business owners or individuals may feel that their accountant or CPA should intuitively know what they need, but this can lead to miscommunication, missed opportunities, or financial inefficiencies because it is on the individual and the business owner to know the direction they are trying to go in, i.e. goals and objectives, and what current processes or actions are you taking to achieve that, so your financial professional can help you identify what's working, what's not working, what's new information, what's old information, to improve habits and methods. I yield back from there.
Oh wow. Wow, really? That's how you go. That's what so okay. So check it out. I'm just gonna recap in layman's terms. The book for this session is What Got You Here, What Won't Get You There. Very good. It follows a theme that we talk about all the time, that you have to continue to learn, people. You have to continue to learn. You got to learn in life and in this game. And you can pick this up various ways, summaries. I'm not going to tell you the billionaire that got married this week. Some people might boycott him, whatever. I mean, look, if he got the book at the best price, I guess that's what's a little different than you in business. Like I could get into, and I do get into social politics and all this other stuff. But at the end, my goal, I got ethics and morals, but sometimes you just start, it's like, save your energy, pick your battles. That's what I would say. You pick your battles. And then we had a great definition of a major challenge that happens to people. And so now we want to take this time. Oh, wait, yo, dog, we actually on schedule and everything. How about that? we actually we a little bit on schedule. But to follow up on that great, 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 great lead into me that I could have just came in, I'm gonna say this. Are you a small business owner anxious about finances? Have you purchased accounting software, signed up, and then never logged back in again? Perhaps you just started your business and you're afraid of accountant's fees. We have a solution for you. It's time to BYOB or be your own bookkeeper. BYOB isn't designed to make you an accountant. Instead, we teach you how to leverage technology to make bookkeeping manageable. Then your accountant, CPA, or tax preparer relationship will be more efficient. As a plus, it runs smooth, and it teaches you how to read the numbers so that you can now make your business run smoother without, getting in the way. You know what to do. The program, and it gets you to your success. The program is powered by Zero Accounting Software. BYOB trains you on basic skills such as posting transactions. I've just found something that I needed. Posting transactions, reconciling bank accounts, and generating reports. Not just your basic P&L and stuff. Reports. Sales reports, how much I'm spending on software, how much I'm spending on coffee, all this stuff like that. All right. So, so we want you to, get into this. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is real hectic right here, B. But so anyway, take the time to get with it. This program is designed for small businesses and organizations and even self-employed people to get them in the game and learn the numbers, how the game is scored. So if you are interested in BYOB, we encourage you to visit www. You got to put the W's in front of it right now. BYOBookkeeper.info or call 919-886-4829, option number 1. 919-886-4829, option number 1. www.bookkeeper.info, because your books are supposed to help you sleep at night, not keep you up under pressure. Brought to you by Heyward CPA. Please believe it. So there you go, sir. That's what it is. So that's the follow-up where you were coming from with what you were saying. Pretty good. So that's what we want going on out here.
Not bad, because then there's my lead-in example is, or follow-up, I should say, to your commercial for BYOB. Be your own bookkeeper.
Bookkeeper.
Many business owners either don't, or they delegate accounting tasks to someone else, or expect their CPA and accountant to do it for them without them taking a proactive role in understanding their financials.
Absolutely. But
we give you,
I'm gonna build on that. Hold up before you get it.
Built for you.
Just following what you said earlier. But what got you here is not going to get you there.
Correct. Oh, look at the punch. Bing bong. Hold up. Hold up.
Yeah, we gotta get our fix for that one, man. Yeah. I'm here for the next 33 minutes. Here for the next 33 minutes, people.
Now, tax strategy impact. Got to finish up here. Without fully understanding your numbers, because what got you here won't get you there. So without fully understanding your numbers, you miss opportunities for tax deductions, strategic planning, and business structure optimization. So what does that all mean? It's a bunch of words, right? What it means is continuous learning, the ability to want to learn, to understand how. So watch this. There's cash flow statement. right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a method called how the dollar is affected by your cash flow. What the dollar means to your cash flow. That's a whole nother scenario, right? And I'm going to leave it to the expert to speak on that.
Who's that?
Right? So this is what I mean by there's a lot more to uncover just by learning the basics of your financial statements and your bookkeeping and how things work, right? Because there's other key areas that will spin you off into what tax strategy and what tax planning is, right? I see it every single day.
No doubt. No doubt.
Right? So understand that. So ignoring those things won't get you to maximize any benefits, take opportunity. And then we run into areas where, and this is what causes a lot of frustration and miscommunication, especially with business owners, because they're trying to get a loan or they're trying to get a grant and they need financial statements ASAP. Mm-hmm. Right. And they're up against a time, and that is a heavy percentage in the industry. If I'm being transparent with you guys, that's a very, very, very big percentage in the industry. And matter of fact, I give you some numbers. I think the data was about that affects anyone under $100,000. Anyone that's usually over 100,000, usually S corpish. So because your relationship with the IRS, you have to have a payroll. You got to have some books. Basically, doesn't mean that they don't slip through the cracks, but for sole proprietorships, under 100K is usually where most business owners are winging. Using their bank statements to account for things.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Absolutely.
I know. Right. So so what got you here won't get you there.
Yeah. But just to use that, it won't get you over 100,000. So if you use the gut method, I call that the gut method. You just you run it in your head and your gut tells you that, oh, I got money in the bank, so I'll be able to pay this. Or I don't have no money in the bank. I don't know if I'm be able to pay payroll. So that's not going to get you to the next phase. Well, a lot of those people are sole proprietors, or they don't have anybody working for them. And then you make the decision, oh, I need help to grow. So I need somebody to come in and work with me. Yeah, that's when things start going crazy. That's when things start going left. But I yield.
So here, I just give you the scenarios that we got in place. The habit of ignoring financial management is what we just was talking about. Mm-hmm. Expecting your CPA or accounting or financial professional to know.
Or just to know through osmosis.
Just to know.
Yeah.
Financial anxiety and lack of confidence, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a struggle. The anxiety is there. It's there. Like, we're not going to be foolish and say that it's not. Right? Absolutely. I mean, a financial statement is prepared like this. Numbers go this way. They go this way. They cross over and come around this way, and then they come up over here in this way. And that's why CPAs and accountants go to school to understand this stuff, how to put the financial statement, right? Income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement. Then there's a bunch of other statements. We'll leave those out for now. So there is a sense of anxiety, but there's a way to understand it. Just taking the time to learn it, and BYOB does allow you the ability to do. It's a twofer. You're not only learning, but you're actually working the process at the same time. Yep. So it's a real activity. Remember when we used to go to school and we had fire drill alarms and they practiced it so we could get out the building?
Yeah.
it's like that, because everything we do, we get up every day. It's all practice anyway.
Yes, it's habit.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's practice.
I remember the bomb. We were
Yeah,
still doing like in the early '80s. We were still doing bomb drills, like bomb shelter drills. Yo,
right. Locking the doors, chains on the doors, type deal. You know what I mean? Like,
you wouldn't
so
do it, Joe Clark, baby.
baby, in Brick City, baby, Brick City. Shout out to Brick City. But, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's all part of the flow, right?
Yeah.
And then unclear communication and trust issues. Now, unclear communication and trust issues. A lot of times we don't know what we need to say. We don't know how to think about it when we asking these critical questions because we're running a business, right? Or an individual with a career and a family. There's a lot of scenarios. I'm not leaving anybody out.
Yeah.
Right.
All are welcome. All are welcome.
Right. Now, trust comes in from, most times people say, I had a bad experience with a previous CPA or an accountant or financial professional. Okay. Well, what does that mean? Does that limit the relationship that you need to build with the new advisor that you're looking to hire? And what does unclear communication mean? Were the expectations on the other side of the table instead of you as your side of the table because of the lack of continuous learning or the ability to stay open to new ideas and new methods?
Killing it.
So we have to be careful, because if you look at the climate, and this is all reference around climate, information. There's so much information out there. How do you discern what is actually effective and what's real? And you're only going to be able to discern that and know what's real if you take the time to trust in yourself and to build confidence by continuously learning. So that means actively doing something that's going to improve understanding, so you can ask the questions that you wouldn't have never even asked. Because those questions that got you here ain't going to get you there.
Get you there. Yep.
Right? It's no longer 2 + 2 is 4. Right? We got to go into a whole bigger equation. And that equation is not, the question is, what is 2 + 2? No.
Yeah.
Right? So unclear communication and trust issues. Those are another identifiers. Right? And so you know, if we're looking at some I got some data.
Oh, you got data. Let's see the data. Bring out the data. You always need the data.
Let's see. Where's hold on, bear with me. The data. There we go. The data.
What's the data? What's the data, son?
Here's the data. For all of the proactive and positive aspects of a relationship with a individual business owner and a financial professional, 56% of clients have been with their firm for over 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And 34% have been with them for a decade or more.
Okay.
You can find that on accountingtoday.com.
Okay.
Small firms have retention rates around 60 to 70%, while mid-size and large firms range from 75 to 80%.
Okay.
And that's retention rate by firm size, right? So I you know, we're a small firm, but our retention rate is pretty big. For the fact of, I'll go into that in a minute. High performing firms. Now, this is questionable. This is the data points, but when I say questionable, I mean It all depends on how you look at it, right? And where you are within your journey as a business owner. Most profitable firms have a retention rate of 93 to 95%, whereas the average firm has a retention rate of 78 to 85%.
That's
right?
a lot, though.
That is a lot. That's a lot. But those are big firms, obviously big, working with big corporations that are flipping big money all the time, doing mergers and acquisitions. That's a whole nother conversation. M&A, right?
Yeah.
Valuations, successions. Those are what those firms are. Succession firms that take on successions of businesses, meaning the owner is going to sell, give it to a family member to take it over, or merger and acquisition. Somebody else is going to buy them, or they're going to merge with another firm, which a lot, or another business, which happens a lot.
Okay.
Right. All right. Now, what people don't know, and this is data from the Journal of Accountancy.com, it costs 5 to 25 times more for a financial professional to acquire a new client.
Yes, absolutely.
Because of the time, and time on a financial professional's end is due to the information, the analysis, the gathering. Let me get it going in order. The gathering of information, the analysis of information, and then the distributing or delivering the advisory of the information to the client. That's time. And that's where that's where the heavy lifting is. Those three factors. I'll yield back for a moment.
No, I knew you were going to do that. You're talking about that, the time. I mean, well, look, it does take time to establish. What I was going to say is it takes time to establish a relationship. And establishing a relationship is, from the accountant standpoint, doing research to see if you're going to work with them. I'm not going to use the cute term. See if we're a fit. See if you're trying to work with them. You're trying to understand their characteristics. In one cases, you're trying to understand where they're going. Because everybody is not trying to grow their business or organization or anything.
Sure.
Some people, they're content. They're really content. So as a service provider, you have to decide if, based on your model. I mean, if that's something that's going to work for you, yeah. But if not, you have to say no. So there's time in that. Then there's onboarding them and there's learning them. That's what you were just speaking of, learning the client. And what's different about certain practitioners, some of them aren't trying to learn you. They're a shop. Tax return, I'll run it out. I'll do it. Boom. You might see me next year. You might not. I may not even be open next year. Like, I might disappear. Or you might hit a point where, I don't know, I just can't do it right now because I'm taking care of a family member that's terminally ill. Those are the folks that do taxes and do that. But then, but we have to get that. We learn the client, we go through the process, we understand, and it takes time. And it costs us money to find somebody to go through that process. Well, that's money on our end. That's not necessarily shown, just to your point. That's money, that's time we do. That's the first time we look at someone's return. We're trying to understand the return. So we're like, oh, this is what they did, this and that. So, people make the mistake of thinking that we just take your box of papers and instantly, magically, we just go ahead and fill out this form and then we turn it in to the government and easy as pie. But that's not it. And I am working on getting more content to explain that, I mean, just so you know.
So we just got to get it out.
Yeah, we just got to get it out for people to understand. We like Sims, an educated customer, educated consumer is our best customer, dog. Sims, you know what I'm saying? We like Sims.
So we leave you with some key points, though. I got some key points for people.
Yeah.
That would summarize what you're saying. When you're ready, though, I definitely jumped in front of you.
No, go ahead. I was waiting for something else. After your key points,
Here's 4 key points, 4 key takeaways, right?
Okay.
Take ownership of financial conversations, even if you don't understand it. Get comfortable with data. Data, period. Financial data. Just understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Proactively plan for your taxes, whatever that means. And proactively can be as simple as taking ownership of financial conversations and getting comfortable with financial data or just data. That's a proactive approach.
Mm-hmm.
Build trust in communication. Build trust within yourself. Because when you trust yourself, you're able to discern what untrustworthy information or actions are being led against you.
Dope. Dope.
Right?
Dope.
Right. So now, so there's more to this book than meets the eye, but we're gonna, and stay tuned because we're gonna flip this over, because what got you here won't get you there in the context of operations and systems. And that's where our other episode, our other form of biz therapy, aka Conversations with Core, is going to talk about the evolving nature of business systems and how this book topic relates to operations and systems. So stay tuned. We're going to get that episode popping, and then we're going to put that link in here. We're going to put that link in here for you to go from this episode to Conversations with Core, aka Biz Therapy, so we can really dive into operations and systems, and we're going to walk through that whole system, right? So I'm going to lead to go into your messaging system and put my image so I can pay some bills real quick.
Hold on, yes, sir. See, I wasn't prepared, but I will go find you.
It's in the Slack.
You say it's okay. That's what it's at. Okay. Yeah. Oh, word. Oh, snap. Shiggity shaz bots. Okay. Everybody, this is live television. This is the realness right here.
What we do.
Yeah, we are, this is all right there. Let's see if it'll let me do this. No. Okay, hold on. I got you in 2 seconds. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we on something else right now. I'm trying to tell you, we on something else. It's going down, but because when we get this flowing right, it's gonna really be ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's gonna be utterly ridiculous. So, but not a problem, my friend. Not a problem. I'm loving every minute of it. So I gotta make sure I can get it in here the right way. So let's see. My man said you gotta pay the bills, son. Where the heck is it? Oh, well.
You see it?
Hold on. Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just the transition over there. How is this gonna work? But yeah, we yeah. Man, let's see. So we gotta. If I do that, then I can't find the doggone. Got too many windows open.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can get started. So I have an effect in a second.
All right. Well, yeah. Listen, man. You know what nobody tells you when you start a business? It's not your idea that makes you successful. It's how you manage the chaos when things get real, day to day. And the truth is, most business owners don't fail because of bad ideas. They fail because their operations are messy, the systems don't scale, and they've built businesses they secretly resent.
Ooh.
Now, coaching, taking courses, affirmations, following social media, do this, do that, might motivate you, but they rarely give you a practical and a sustainable, a doable system or solution to fix or to improve what's breaking in your business. And we know this all too intimately from our experience as business owners and working with clients that are business owners. So that's where biz therapy comes in. It's therapy for your business, you included.
No
We
doubt.
help diagnose, we help you figure out what's really holding you back, confront your operational blind spots, build bridges as needed, and build smart, automated, customized systems that actually work for you and your business and the lifestyle around that you live around your business. Right? So think about that. Everything is not, every cookie cutter thing is not necessarily for that business owner. How do you live your life? Do you have a family? You have loved ones you're taking care of? You, whatever stage that you're at, how do you effectively live your life as well as being a business owner? And that is a daily conundrum. It's a daily challenge that business owners go through. And it affects your revenue. It affects your operations. It affects your deliverables. It affects your customer support. It affects your client experience and satisfaction overall. So if you're ready to start running in circles and start running the business you love again, then let's talk. BizTherapyCoaching.com.
Yo, that was pretty good. Yeah, you was practicing that, yo. Yeah, that was pretty good. The good thing is it's recorded, so that's the beauty of it all, like that. So, but that was yeah. I mean, if I had been on point, it would have been like ding. But that's
Yo, you crazy.
I wasn't ready. I was like, yo,
I'm saying this is what I do. This is what we do. This is what I do, right? So it's in me, man. It's not, this is not me reading anything from a book. Somebody, can you write me this so I can read? It's like coming from the inside out because I understand the challenges. It's real. It's a real thing. It's real feelings. It's real challenges. It's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. You get up every day and you look at your people. You look at where you live and you look at your surroundings. You look at your relationships. Like business relationship, personal relationships. Whether you're married or you're not, you have kids. If you have animals, it's the same thing. They depend on you, right? So it's real. There's so much that we deal with as business owners, and I'm not discounting the hobby business owners either, because they're important too, right? But they have one foot in and one foot out. When you have both feet in the water, and that's what you deal with every single day, these things become real. And that's just really what I'm trying to do in terms of helping out those people that want to be in business, the people that are in business, or people that have hit plateaus in their business. There's a new level, but there's help out there, and it's important for us to create that community, that support, so we can actually help each other, man. Support and perspective is I'm learning, and this is me still learning. Support and perspective is a big deal, but what's important is, there's that statement. I'm not making this no religious thing or anything like that. God helps those that help themselves, right? Well, people going to help you, or people show up when you actually helping yourself.
yeah.
Right. And so, there's what is, I don't know if it's, it might be a Chinese proverb. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And when the student is ready, the teacher will disappear.
Ooh, okay, you on it this morning.
I'm just saying, man, what got you here is not going to get you there. That book spoke to me in so many different ways, and it's still punching me in the gut. Because now I'm looking at other areas too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so, so that's where we at.
No, man, that was heavy. That was a heavy 10 minutes right there. Oh, that was heavy. This was heavyistic. It was like, but absolutely true. I just like how you started. It's like, yo, man. I was like, damn, I should have done it. Yeah, I was say, I'm going back to my script writers. I'm saying, look, we gotta match.
So I'm gonna share this with people, right? It's what makes people listen to you, what makes communication effective. And again, I'm still learning. I've learned a lot, but I'm still learning, pulling all the pieces together. Is how you set the table. Absolutely. So think about that metaphorically. When you invite people over for dinner, you got your appetizers and your salads, and then you got your main course, and you got your treats, right? Your desserts, right? And so it's how the table is set. How are you setting the table to your target audience? How are you setting the table for people to effectively receive you? Because those things are important, right? Yeah. And so and this translate into to the right fit for services and products that you buy and that you deal with, and these things are important, right? So so you tell your writers to holler at me. I got you.
Well, part of it was my delivery too. So
listen, we're not gonna minimize this. This was good. We did our thing. We got 89 episodes to prove it.
To catch up. So but both things. I think that's the message, the business therapy message was kind of strong though. That was kind of strong. It fit in though. So I'm just saying, in our closing remarks, I think our new little thing we're doing here is it's gonna be all right. I mean, it's I'm happy. I'm like, okay, I see it. I mean,
no, go ahead.
I ain't had no obligatory rant, but
you mean not today?
No, not today. That's what I'm saying. I didn't have any
on one too.
I had one I could have brought up, but it's actually way too petty. But I might bring it up anyway. But it's just pet peeves of mine. That's all. Just like if you call a place of business, 24 hours. Give them 24 hours to get back to you. That's all I'm saying. Start calling people. Because guess what? The more you call, the longer it's going to take for some people to get back to you. So that's just what I'm saying. Because if I don't have any, not that I would ever do that on purpose. I'm just saying we have a policy, and there's a policy around that. So if you call and leave a message, and I see a message in like 6 hours, there's a flag going up. It's internal, but there's a flag. So just have courtesy. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I'm not gonna dampen this positive message episode.
No, you're addressing one of those scenarios, which is unclear communication and trust issues. So the communication is clear. It's documented. If you read it, and then you read it again, and then you read it, it's clearly communicated and documented. You just have to trust the process.
Yeah, it's a lot of ifs though.
Well, the ifs are not our concerns. I mean,
I know.
we
Which
keeping it.
leads me, I gotta get so I'm not gonna say that one. But I have a mantra that has been coming up a lot more. I'm gonna phrase it this way. I'm caring more about myself now than before. So I'm gonna phrase it like that.
Well, the benefit to that is that so whatever overflows from you, people are going to benefit from even more.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It's not an act of selfishness. It's an act
No, it's not. No, we got to be clear because some people,
some
again,
people,
some people, they might have got up on the wrong side of the bed and interpret what you're saying in a whole different way. So
the wrong way. But I'm just saying,
we trying to stay positive here on
exactly, which is why I said it the way I said it. Because
right.
the way I was going to say it was perilous.
I would
so
chime you out right there, but
nah. We ain't going there because this was great. This was wonderful. We had a great book. That's a good book. I mean, no, but it's serious. It's really serious because, like, I think we talk about it all the time. People get stuck and they want stuff, but they're not willing to do stuff. And what got you here
won't get you there.
That's it.
So listen, man, Heyward CPA. Submit your questions, podcast at heywardcpa.com. We actually, on our next one, we did get some questions from the previous one. We're gonna follow up on those. For those that submitted them, we didn't forget about you. We're going to follow up on the next episode, the next stream with those questions and those answers. But submit your questions at podcast at heywardcpa.com. But if you're interested in not just us doing your taxes, that's transactional. We do transactional work for people, right? But we are more vested in the advisory, the relationship aspect. If you're looking for tax planning, tax strategy, also inclusive of us preparing your tax documents, reach out to us, heywardcpa.com. Schedule your free consultation. Let's meet up. Let's figure out what you need. We'll provide you with the proposal and information. And then we move on to the next steps so we can get you situated. More importantly, we are at the end of the second quarter for the year. We got third quarter and the fourth quarter. What are we going to be doing for the third and the fourth quarter? Have you prepared yourself operationally, systematically, as well as tax-wise and financial? So third quarter and fourth quarter, go out strong at the end of the year. Get you a BYOB program set up. Come over to Biz Therapy Coaching, BIZ, therapycoaching.com. Have a consultation on where you are with the needs of your business. And then reach out so we can get you structured for your tax filings to heywardcpa.com. I yield back.
Oh, he's out. Yep. So, hey, look, we right on time. We here at the clock. Just followed. Yep. Heyward CPA, the sponsor of this here live stream. And, it's beautiful. Check us out. I mean, everything we do is advisory. So even if we are preparing your return, we bake our advisory into everything we do. So that's why we want people that want to grow and want to act on some of the advice. I mean, our advice isn't necessarily, listen to us or else. It's just saying we give you advice, even acting upon it is saying, I don't think I want to do that because that's acting on the advice. That's saying something. So, but everybody, our entire team puts a lot of effort and time into, and care on the, a lot of it is you don't see as a client. You don't see what's happening. Unless you grow with us and you grow and start saying, okay, here we go. We're talking about this, and that. But the conversations we have internally about our clients is like, I mean, high level and world class. And so with that, I'm chucking up the dues too. We right at the 60-minute mark. Peace. We're gonna repost this because we missed our Facebook crew today, but we if you're seeing it now, we reposted it and we out. Peace. No, I did not. I'm still on. So yeah, son. Yo, it was popping, man.
You're still on live. Oh.
Oh well.